9:30, Marc Victor will show up, and we'll probably go directly into him because he has to leave at 10. He'll be talking about the baseline killer case. Hopefully we can also get him talking about Pastor Anderson's case, unless Pastor Anderson shows up. Actually there's a couple other cases he might be interested in discussing as well. One was a case that he won. He's actually won quite a bit in the last few weeks. Was a marijuana case where a guy was smoking pot in his own house at like 1 in the morning, and some officer like 3 blocks away could smell the faint whiff because they were basically using a fan to blow the smoke out of their house. And the guy basically bloodhounded his way back and knocked on the door and demanded these guys come out, and they stupidly actually opened up the door and came out, and they paid the price for that. And at any rate, the other thing is a new case with one of Sheriff Joe's finest, and some people having a good time out on the Salt River. And I won't go into that at all because I don't want to spoil it. All right. First off, are there any announcements? Pat Schwinn, I think, is here. He probably has one announcement he'd like to come up and make.
Thank you.
If John Stewart shows up, I'd like to hear what's going on with him.
He's got a seminar today and tomorrow.
Okay.
He probably won't be here.
That's good, and that's fine. I do, anyway.
Oh.
Go ahead, Pat.
Good morning, folks. I'm Pat Schwinn. In a few minutes, I'm going to drop off one of these flyers to every one of you. I've got a little breakfast group that meets right down the street, a mile down the street, at Jim's Coney Island Cafe, just south of McKellips. And the group's called Strategic Edge Business Alliance. This coming Thursday, the 9th, it's the last meeting that we're going to have for probably a year or two because I got to get a job and it's just too time consuming. So I'm going to put the Strategic Edge on hold for about a year. But this Thursday, we're having a debate between an ASU ethics professor and a Scottsdale attorney on the subject of the morality of walking away from a mortgage. The debate was supposed to be between a U of A professor and an ASU professor, but the U of A professor didn't hear from me for a while, so he scheduled his trip abroad. You would think that a high-caliber guy like him would be a little bit more in tune with keeping his obligations, but if somebody thinks they can walk away from a mortgage, what's the big deal about blowing off a commitment to speak? But anyway, this Thursday we're going to have a great meeting, 8 a.m., Jim's Coney Island Cafe, on the morality of walking away from the mortgage. Thank you very much.
I just make a quick pitch, and I got a table over here. You can come talk to me about it. These are 3 films that, I made this pitch last month. You might remember, too. My buddy helped make these 2 films. It's about aspartame. It's about the sweet and low you're putting in your coffee this morning. It's not good for you. If you don't believe me, come buy the film. This one is about election fraud. Anybody here believes their vote counts, please come see me and I will gladly sell you one of these. Details a case out of Pima County about a 3-year battle. Election integrity activists fought for transparency in their election process, only to go to a judge in a black robe who laughed them out of court. And, it's an interesting story, and it really documents, along the way why county governments, city governments would try so hard to block people from getting more transparency in the system. It's a pretty interesting story. The great part about it is Terry Goddard is featured in this film. Makes him look like what he is. And with the coming governor's race, this film is causing a lot of havoc amongst the Democratic Party that are not too happy about this. Because again, it makes Terry Goddard look like what he is. And if any of you saw Jan Brewer the other night completely explode, in my opinion, Terry Goddard's our next governor. So this will be fun to poke fun at him. But please come see me after the program, and I'd be happy to tell you more. Absolutely.
I don't want to make an announcement so much as to encourage everyone to go see the Tillman story. Ed set it up for our meetup group, and they had yesterday afternoon and last night. They call it the Tillman story because it's about that whole family. It's not just about Pat Tillman. It was one of the most powerful. Words cannot express my admiration for that family and what they've gone through. They're just so heroic. And I encourage you to take everyone you see, everyone you know, your family, your friends, your coworkers, and go see it. Yes. It goes into everything they know.
The Tillmans now.
They didn't come out and say it, but I think it was pretty obvious that he was deliberately blowing him away. No.
Who in here saw Tillman movie last night? That's not bad. It's worth seeing. I agree.
Everyone go see it. I mean, if that movie doesn't inspire you to get up off your lazy butt and do something that takes this country back, I mean, it is so powerful. And speaking of that, September 15th at 7 o'clock at the workshop, the John Birch Society has sent an invitation to everyone down there to get involved with some of their activities. I don't know if you know about the John Birch Society. I remember growing up, my mother would say behind her hand in hushed tones, oh, she thought our cousins in Washington were John Birchers, you know. And I used to just go, oh no, John Birchers, you know. And then I found out a few years ago what they're all about, and I'm like,
I think you got
in 52 years they have not been wrong. They've absolutely known what's going on. So I invite you all to attend that September 15th at 7 at the workshop.
Hi everybody, my name's Ed.
Ed.
I've been assisting the Shot a Bullock campaign. Shot a Bullock is the wife of Clint Bullock, running for a representative up in LD 11. I put up about 200 signs and took down maybe about 140 of them. A lot of them are disappeared. If you see any of them out on the street, take it down or give me a call and I'll go straight over and take it down, because today's the 10-day period to cut off to have them all up, or they start finding people. Thank you very much.